Now being recorded.
Yeah, good evening, namaskar, and welcome to all the new episode. My name is Himani, and I'm the founder and leader of Google Educator Group.
Amit sir, you are not audible.
Not audible?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, right now audible.
Yeah, yeah. So, my name is Amit Bajaj, and I'm the founder and leader of Google Educator Group, GG Delhi West.
Myself, Meena Baga, I'm the co-leader of GG Delhi West. Welcome you all.
For those who may not be aware about the GGs, let me give you a quick overview about what exactly is Google Educator Group, also known as GEG. So GEGs help bring educators together and support them in learning, sharing, inspiring, and empowering each other. GEGs provide a platform for educators to collaborate, allowing them to learn new and creative ideas from each other and assist each other in meeting the needs of their students inside and outside the classroom. This time we have collaborated with the team Mahattattva for a very special program known as Super Searchers. So Super Searchers is an information literacy program that will equip teaching staff and students with the skills to increase their search and information literacy so they can evaluate information online effectively and critically. In a world of increasing AI generated content, along with empowering educators to leverage AI responsibly in the classroom. I request now Meena ma'am to kindly formally welcome and give a brief introduction of Himani ji and Sneha Roy, though two are the session expert for today.
Yes,
But
sir.
yes, of course, I'll be talking about the Mahattattva team, the CEO, Ms. Dipti Sani. You must be knowing her. You must have attended a lot of webinars. They are conducted for the educator throughout the globe. And we have Vibha Puri. She's the manager at Tech Mahattattva and a wonderful dynamic educator. Over to you, Meena ma'am.
Yes, thank you, sir. Himani Detwani, ma'am, who leads information literacy partnerships for Google in APEC, currently works on search and Gemini partnerships in India for Google. With 10 plus years of experience, she has previously worked in Google hardware partnerships and various Google Ads team. Welcome you, ma'am. And yes, Sneha Roy, ma'am. Sneha Roy, ma'am, is Assistant Learning Experience Designer, Mahattattva, with a strong background in social science education. Sneha's experience spans both innovative and traditional schools, fueling her passion for educational transformation at Mahattattva. She develops leadership courses and contributes to enhancing the environmental studies and social science subjects with the CREATE Create curriculum. Welcome you, ma'am. We welcome Himani ma'am and Sneha Rai ma'am. Yes.
So I learned that Himani will be joining after a while. So I hand over now the stage to Sneha Rai to continue with this. Over to you, Sneha ma'am. Welcome once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for that lovely introduction. I think Himani is already here. We welcome
Oh,
you.
wow, that's
Yeah,
great. That's great.
yeah,
Yes, I have seen. I have seen she
yeah,
is here.
Okay, okay, great, great.
right. So, sir, I'll be taking over the screen. I request you not to disable the chat for the first few minutes of the session because I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
few questions for the
Sure, sir.
participants. Yeah,
Sure, sure.
thank you so much, sir. I'll be taking over. I'll be presenting my screen. All right. I hope my screen is visible.
Not right now, ma'am.
Okay, it's taking a while. Just a minute.
Yes, yes. Now it is visible.
Yeah, yeah, good to go.
All right, I'll just start the slideshow. Uh, all right. So, dear educators, I welcome you all to today's session of Super Searchers. Sir and ma'am have already given you an introduction about what Super Searchers is. So, Super Searchers is an information literacy program which is aimed at helping you become a super searcher. That means it is aimed at equipping you with skills which is going to help you engage more critically with information that you find online. So you'll be equipped with some tips and tricks and methods that you can utilize in your daily life, so that you are able to verify and validate information that you come across online. Okay, so I'll talk about the steps for certification. So please ensure that you fill the feedback form at the end of the session to secure your attendance certificate. I'll be sharing that in the chat box with you. Okay. However, the program completion certificate will be awarded after you have trained your students or your co-teachers in this program. Okay. These are the steps that you have to do. I also Okay, moving on. Uh, I request you all to, respond to me whenever I am asking you a question. I also request you all to show me, respond to me with thumbs up and emojis that you can find on your screen. So if you look down below, there are a lot of, there are emojis available. So please make use of it. Give me a thumbs up if you are there with me. And if not, also you can, use those emojis to communicate. And also you can write out the answers or your queries in the chat box, so that we both are aware of where we are in this process. Okay. All right. So your journey to becoming super searchers starts today. Okay, so like I already said, this program is going to equip you with some skills to engage more critically with the information. Okay, so we all are living in a world wherein we are surrounded and bombarded with information all around us. So it is only imperative that we know how to become more efficient at search tasks, and how to examine and critically engage with the information that we see online. Right. So let's take a closer look at the way we search. Okay. uh, so searching almost feels like a second nature to all of us, doesn't it? Is there anybody here who does not use this who does not look up for information online? Is there anybody like that here? Yes, teachers. No. No. All right. Yes, I can see that. So we all are looking for information online, right? And which means we all know how to look for information, but we all sometimes are not very efficient when it comes to looking for information, and for searching for information quite properly. So after today's training, I hope and I sincerely wish that we all get quicker at our pace at looking for information. Okay, so let me first understand how you evaluate yourself. So how confident are you with using search engines? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how many marks are you going to give yourself on the basis of your searching skills? So please put that in the chat box. How many marks are you going to give yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Yes, teachers, how many marks are you going to give yourself if you want to evaluate your search skills? Come on, teachers. Namika ma'am, is there a doubt? I'm asking you, if you were to, mark yourself on the basis of your search skills, how many marks are you going to give yourself? Sonia ma'am says 5, Jasmine ma'am 8, 6, 8, 4, 5, 7, 10. Oh, that's great. 7, maybe 5, 7. All right. So I can see that there are a lot of pro searchers here amongst us, and there are also a lot of novices here amongst us, right? So for the pro searchers, this session is going to be like a reiteration of a lot of things that you already must be practicing, but will help you talk about it more with your colleagues, with your students, while you will be taking this up with them. And for the novices amongst us, we'll be discussing things which are going to help you up your search game. All right, so let us begin. All right, so now it's time for us to gauge your current search skills. Okay, so let's start with an easy one. So it's a quiz. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. All right. First, please look at the picture that is there on your screen. So do you think this is a real product that is sold in India? So by real, I mean, did this company PepsiCo, did it come up with this weird combination of having jalebi flavored Lays? These are these times we have many out of the box combinations coming up. It's a time of and mashups and all. So what if they came up with something like this? Okay, many people are responding by telling me that no, 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 okay, okay, all right. Now that was quick. That was quick. So teachers, what I wanted you to do is, I wanted to probe a little further and tell me if something like this is there or not. So what did you find? What did you search? Is what I want to know. Okay. Uh, Somebody else has taken over the screen. All right. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Yes. So teachers, I wanted to probe a little further and tell me if you know about if this is true or not. Some of you are saying, oh, Himani Makkar ma'am says it was introduced in Pakistan. Ma'am, that is the question. Is it available or not? In Pakistan, they have introduced this flavor. Are you sure they introduced something like this? I wanted to probe a little further and tell us what is the story behind this. Lay's jalebi flavor, Samira ma'am says that is the keyword that she used. Okay, okay. Somebody says it was an April Fool's Day advertisement. An April Fool's Day advertisement. All right, bang on, spot on. Yes, it was. That is what it was. So it was an April Fool's Day prank, which was played by the company on which it was purely in jest to make people to fool them on the April Fool's Day. It was a prank. Okay, great. Yes, Urvashi ma'am, it is indeed a rare combination, so it has got us sticking. So I wanted to pause a moment and think about it this way. I asked you a question, and the first reaction that we had was saying no to it. No, this is not possible. Okay, instead of maybe taking a second and probing if this is even, what if it is true or not, you know so we this is something for us to reflect on. All right, so going on to the next question. All right, so second question is, you have received a video which claims that Ola has launched world's first fully autonomous electric flying car. So there has been a tweet on this. All right, so I wanted to look at the name of the person who has tweeted this information. Okay, it is Mr. Bhavish Agarwal. All right. So he is saying that he's excited to unveil the world's first fully autonomous electric flying car. So do you think it is true? Is it true? I want you to tell me yes or no. Is it true? No. No. Okay. Did you guys check up who Mr. Bhavish Agarwal is? Did you guys check up who Mr. Bhavish Agarwal is? Ah, yes. I wanted to do a quick probe on this and tell me who is Mr. Bhavish Agarwal. All right, let me see. Let me see your responses. No, not sure. CEO of Ola Cabs. Shri Manasa ma'am says CEO of Ola Cabs. Absolutely, ma'am. So, do you think a man of this repute, his repute, is he going to, tweet something which is not true? Do you think? Okay. Jasmine ma'am says it was again an April Fool's Day prank. Yes, yes. And he is the CEO of Ola Cabs. And again, this was an April Fool's Day prank. So he's an Indian entrepreneur, CEO of Ola Cabs, and yet he posted a prank like this. Okay, great. So teachers, again on this question, I wanted to wait and reflect on this. Even if the person who is tweeting something may be of a reputable, is of a reputable distinction, he is somebody like that. Still, do we take everything that we see online at face value, or maybe we do a little homework on our own and take everything that we see online with a pinch of salt? Right, so that is the second question that I had for you. Very interesting. So the next question we have is this. Okay, So there is a picture of a ship on your screen, right? With a caption, "Ship grounded at Mumbai beach." All right. So the question is this picture more or less as described? So, did a massive cargo ship get stranded in Mumbai, Juhu? Okay, Dr. Manvinder Kaur says yes. All right. Yes. Okay. So this is true. So all of you who are responding to me are saying yes to me. You need to tell me what is it that what is it that you look up online? What is it that you typed online when you were cross-checking for this information? When you were looking for this information, what is it that you typed? What was your query? Yes, teachers, come on. I need to know what is it. Okay, Dr. Manvinder says that she remembered reading about it. That's great, ma'am. Everybody else, what is it that you? Okay, ship grounded at Mumbai beach. Samira Bashir, ma'am says. So, ma'am, you just in the query you just put the exact same topic, the exact same caption that is given for the picture, and you were able to sort of verify if it is right or wrong. Okay, all right, that's great. So lovely. That was a wonderful experience, all of you. You all did well in the quiz. A big round of applause to all of you. All right. So let us recap what we just did in this activity. Okay. So first we checked claims, right? So like Ola launching world's first flying car, and also we tried to trace back the information. We tried to see where it came from. Like in the case of the picture of the ship, that cargo ship that landed in Mumbai. So there's a lot that we have to see here, but and that is what we are going to understand right here. So your when you're looking for information online, you are using a combination of search page features that are there, that are there to get to your desired answer. So we let us look at how we can use it in such a way that we are more efficient at reaching the information quickly. Okay. uh, all right. So we are approaching the most important part of the session. So these are techniques which are going to help you get better results. Okay. All right. So first let's look at the search engine results page. Or all right. So let's start with the results, with the basics. That is the results page. So when you are looking for information on your search engine, and when you type out your query, a lot of things come up on it, right? There are links, there are images, there are videos, but your results page is much more than that. And we are talking about the features of the Google search page. Okay. So it is and how you can use it as a vehicle for understanding your results. So let's understand that. So I want you to look at the screen right now and look at the kind of query that is being given here. Okay. So at the top of the page there is a search bar where you type your question or your query. For example, when you're if you want to if you kind of if you want to verify about the Lay's jalebi flavor, right? For example, you might type Lay's jalebi real or fake, right? So I want you to look at the words that have been used here: real, fake, right? So when you have typed a query like this, look at the menu items that are there, that come up on the page, right? So just below the search bar there are various items like all, images, videos, news, shopping, etc. So these options are there to help you refine your search and to search so that you receive specific type of content according to your requirement. You can see at the top there is a little snippet of also there, right? So there is a featured snippet. So Google shows a featured snippet at the top of the search results. So this is a highlighted box which sort of gives you directly answers your question. So it is like an excerpt from a web page that directly answers your question. It's chosen by Google's algorithm as a helpful response. And then there are a lot of links down below, right? The 10 blue links and all that. And there is a title, there is a URL, that is the web address of the page, and a small brief excerpt of what is to be expected in this particular page, right? So how do you read your results page? So before clicking on any link, you will take a moment to read the results page as a whole, right? So you will look at the titles, you look at the little excerpts that are given on your screen to understand what kind of information is it, it is that is available for you. So this helps you figure out if your query was good or if you need to refine it. So I wanted to go back to the first thing that I said when I showed you the screen, right? I wanted you to look at real or fake, those two words. So your word choice in queries, it really matters, right? So the words you use in your query can influence the results that you are receiving. So words like dangerous or fake, these might bring up a lot of sensational content. So the key is that you remain as specific, as neutral as possible, right? So you need to, number one, know your question, right? And next is you need to search at the right level of specificity. So you need to be as specific as possible when it comes to looking for information. And then you need to determine what question Google thinks you are asking from the results, and you can reformulate your query as much as possible, so that in the end of the game, you will receive what is it, whatever it is that you want. Okay, so your Google, your search engine is a lot more than a collection of links, but you can use it so efficiently for so many things that are there. So let us explore it a bit. All right. um, we all are using it every day. I hope my screen is visible. We all are using this all the time. You guys are very much aware of everything in it, but still, let me just take a moment to just reiterate it all. So this little icon here, this is your search by voice option, right? Then this little icon here is your search by image option, right? So if you're not in a mood to type out your query, you can simply speak out your query, and the Google is going to look it up for you. And this little search by image option is going to help you a lot as a teacher, and I'm sure many of you must be using it. But let's look at the magic of this feature. All right. So, and why it is relevant to us when it comes to looking for like relevant information, and also when it comes to tracing back the information to its origin. Okay. So what we do is this way. uh, one of my friends sent me a picture of a this thing of an image, of a you know a print that is found on clothes and all. And she told me that this print is getting the it has gotten the GI tag from the government of India, and she doesn't know much about it. And because she knows that I am really interested in it, she sent it to me. So what I did was I just uploaded that image that she sent me onto my Google, onto my from my system, onto the Google search by image option, and as you can see on my screen. All right. So I just wanted to mention that this option is also available on your phone too. So in the Google Photos, if you click on any image, the third option that is there, which says lens, right? It is the same thing, and I like using it more on my phone because it's much handy. So here in this case, and in the system, I need to have uh, the picture on my system, or else I can attach the link of the image that I'm looking up for. So I have uploaded it here, and here I want to know where it is, this image is being featuring on. I just click on find the image source. So the exact matches of wherever this image was featured on comes up on my screen. Can you see that? Isn't this so easy? Isn't it exciting, teachers? So I can see that it has come upon the India Times website, it and so many other websites. So I opened the India Times website, and I discovered that this is Ajrak. Okay. And it is from the run of Kutch, Gujarat, and this has received the GI tag by the government of India. And I have traced it back to this website and so many other websites. And here I can use this website to read more about it. Isn't that great? Uh, isn't this an interesting feature, teachers? Right. So I want to go back. I want to go back to this little image here, the third question that we had, right? The third question that we had the of the this thing, the ship that grounded at Mumbai beach. Would it have been much easier and much efficient to just snap a picture of this and show it, use the Google Lens to check it? Uh, I hope my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
No, ma'am.
Just
I'll
now, I
share
mean,
it.
All right, I'll start sharing again. Uh,
yeah,
uh,
please.
just a minute. Okay.
Just last 10 second missed, but everything was okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's visible now.
It's
Yeah,
visible
good
now.
to go. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Thank you. So, as you can see, would it have been, let me go back to the question that I had. So, would it have been easier if we had just snapped a picture of this and maybe used Google Lens to verify, trace back this image to its original source, teachers? Would that have been handy? Right, right. So, yeah, right. So, exactly. So, this is one very interesting and very handy feature of the Google search by image option, right? And I also wanted to show you another feature of this. If you want to, if there is a writing that has come to you, okay, you need to verify who wrote this. You don't know who has, you don't have references to it, or suppose you have a question paper or a reading from last year. You snapped an image of that reading, and you want to share snippets of it from to your students, or in a reading that you have prepared for them. So all you have is the picture of the reading that you have. Okay, so what you can do is you can very easily upload that image, to the Google Lens option here. So like I have done this, I have a reading, so I have uploaded the image here. So I can click on the text option, and I can very easily select all the text that I require to be copied. Okay, so I have selected the text that I want. I can easily copy the text, and I can very easily paste all that things that I have copied from the reading that I had onto a document, and I can edit it and use it. So it has made my life so easy, and I'm sure it will make the life of teachers also much easier, right? We can do that if you have pictures and you want to really copy words from that. So teachers, are you there with me? If yes, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys are there with me, please give me a thumbs up. Yes. All right, thank you so much, thank you so much. So yeah, so this was about the features of a Google Lens and using it to trace back the image to its original source. So let's move on. I Right. Okay. Is I can see that my screen is my screen.
Yeah, yeah, it is visible. Please.
uh no, I have shared the slides, but I can't see it.
Oh, it's a document actually, which we can
Can you,
see.
you can see the slides, sir?
No, no, no. The
No.
talk.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing and share it
Yeah,
once again.
that's better. Please.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Right. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Right. So these are some quick tips for you to become a super searcher. Okay. So you can make use of the Google search to the best of its ability. You can search by voice, by image. You can use the Google Lens on your phones. You can use filters. You can sort your results, and this way you can become a super searcher. Yes. So now we are going to go into the very core of this session, and that is the SIFT method. So the SIFT method is, it consists of four very simple, very easy steps which are going to improve your information literacy. Okay. So you must have come across this before also, and I'm sure you must be using a version of it on your own. But let's put this in this framework to understand it better. All right. So here we go. So what is SIFT? SIFT is an information literacy framework it takes you through the basics of quick source and claim checking. All right. So it was developed by an expert named Mr. Mike Caulfield at the University of Washington. So using these moves will help you, will help you cross check and verify the information that you see, and it is going to make you more literate with regard to information literacy. Okay, so let's move on step by step. So the first step is stop. Right. So this is the most simple and the most important of all the four moves, and that is stop. So I wanted to go back to the first example, the quiz question that we talked about, the Lay's jalebi flavored one. So the first reaction that we all had when we came across something, which is in most, in all probability, it is not a probability. I agree, but still we didn't give it the benefit of doubt, right? So if you come across something, this is the first and the most easiest and simplest and most important of all moves that you have to do, that you sometimes you might not come up with the appropriate results. You need to stop, and you need to stop yourself from jumping to conclusions and refine your results. So teach us this just one query, just to put this into perspective. Imagine you see a Facebook post which claims that students can learn a year's worth of math in a month using a new app. Okay. So is it possible? I mean, do you think something like that can be done? Teachers, yes or no? Can something like that be done? No, not much of a possibility. As and You come across something like that, and you will be having maybe two kinds of reaction. First, you'll think, oh god, this sounds too good to be true. Math is a subject that requires so much of rigor and practice. How do they say that they can do it in, this app? It is magically going to transform my students and make them learn math in 1 month, right? So it will either anger you this way, or otherwise, maybe you will get excited, or maybe you'll think, this looks amazing. Maybe this is something interesting that has come up in the market. Now let me check this out, let me share this with my fellow educators. Maybe that is the second reaction you might have, right? So in either way, this is something that is getting intense reactions from you. It's either getting you too excited or it is getting you too angry. Okay, so before you jump to conclusion about something you see online, take a breath and think to yourself, is this information too good to be true? Does it make me super emotional? Does it make me angry, excited? And if it's something like that, maybe I should stop. I should think before I share it, and maybe I should verify it, right? And then comes the next step, that is investigate the source. So this is the second move. So you need to remember that when you're investigating the source, you're not exactly looking for the world's best source, but it should tick two boxes. Okay, so number one, you should know what is it, uh, who is it, and what is the reputation of the person who is sharing this information. And secondly, you need to see if it is if this information suits your need. Okay, so if we go back to our example of the maths app that I'm talking about, so you will verify it. You will try to see, Is this post from a random person? Is it from a reputable source like an educational website? Who is the author? Does he have expertise? Is it a teacher? Is it a researcher? You know, does this website seem trustworthy? Is it a random blog, right? Or is it from a website like, from a university, a trusted news source, right? You'll also think about who is it who is going to benefit from this information being spread. So these are the kind of thoughts that you'll have on your mind, when you are, when you'll be investigating the source, right? And then we move on to the next part, and that is find better coverage. So find better coverage means, when you are taking your time to carry out a quick search, to find a suitable source of information, you will also try to or see that if this information is being repeated in several other sources, for you to check and verify if and ensure that whatever you are reading is reliable or not, right? Okay. Teachers, just one quick question. You have given your students maybe something to research about. Which website do you think are they going first, when it comes to, when it comes to looking up for information? Which website do you think they're going first to? Okay, yeah. Which website on Google, ma'am? Google is a search engine. All right. Wikipedia. Okay. Yeah. So, do you think, websites like Wikipedia might be a very good source for them to rely on? Do you think it might be a very good source for them to rely on? Jadip, sir, there are a lot of options. Maybe not, right? Because it has this reputation of being edited by anyone, anybody can edit it. So maybe that's why, right? Okay, I have this question, teachers. So suppose I want to check COVID statistics in India. Okay, in India particularly. So where do you think I'm going to look for those numbers? On which website? Yes, Chitra ma'am, absolutely. That's what. Gov.in. Okay. Jasmine ma'am says go to the official site. Ma'am, gov.in, again, which website that ends with the gov.in? I want to check COVID statistics in India. Which website do you think I should go to? Yeah, I'll Google it. WHO. WHO is more, it will talk more about the entire globe, right? I want it to be about India specific. Jaya George ma'am says Arogya Setu. Okay. Uh, yeah, Tarang ma'am, Pooja ma'am, you guys have it. It's Covin, absolutely. So www.covin.gov.in. Remember that time when we were using this. So the government of India, they, they came up with this website during that time, solely for this purpose. So yes, if you want to check for COVID statistics in India, you will go to the website which was specifically created for this very purpose, right? Okay, another example. If you see a social media post about RBI announcing new interest rates, okay, now these interest rates are, it is a social media post, and these interest rates which are written there is something which is, which goes against the conventions, and you don't really believe in it. So where are you going to check it on? Where are you going to check if this is true or not? RBI.in, Devinder Kaur ma'am says. Yes, rbi.org.in, right? So if you see how these websites are ending, right? gov.in, org.in, right? Or if it is any website that is being hosted by a reputable university, or encyclopedias that are there, or you know and or websites of such repute, then you will be better placed at locating information on it and verifying it. So when locating a better source, it's important to consider what better really means for you, right? So if it is news that you are looking for, so you will consider checking reliable news sources. Or if it is medical advice, you will look at articles or videos and things like that which are done by reputable doctors, rather than relying on maybe social media posts done by fitness influencers, right? So yes, so when we talk about find better coverage, it also means look for backup. Okay, so and last but not the least, the final move is trace claims, quotes, and media to the original context. Okay, so researchers found that the most common mistake that people make while researching was looking at something that came to them through social media and not figuring out where it came from. So, teachers, have you ever played the Chinese whispers game when you were younger? You know what that game is? The game of Chinese whispers? Anybody? Yes, I can see a few of you are responding. Great. Yes, so there is one person who begins something, and then they whisper it into the ear of the next person, and the next person has to repeat the same into the ear of the next person. So children are sitting in a circle, and by the time it comes back to the person who started it, it is entirely different. So the entire meaning of what was said has completely changed. It changes the entire core. Absolutely, Julie ma'am. Yes. So that is what happens to many a things that we see online. Okay. So for example, somebody gave an interview 10 years ago. Okay, so in 2014 somebody gave an interview. In 2024 some person has picked up 15 seconds of video from that 1 hour long interview and has shared it on the social media without any context about what came before it, what came after it, in which circumstance has this person said this. And then there are and everybody is reacting to it online without understanding where it came from, or rather when was it said and in what context was it said, right? A lot of such things we see. So part of a good quote from someone without trying to find the full paragraph or interview, very very simply, this is done, right? A video clip without looking at the full length of the original, or a statistic without asking where it came from. Like there are a lot of educational institutions, for instance, they'll say that these many students have been placed from our institute, but they will never give you the statistic of how many students have not been placed from their institute. So then in such cases, what do you do, right? So often you won't need this fourth move, that is tracing claims, quotes, and media back to its original context. Why? Because fake news or news blown out of proportion or out of context and all are often, they are often fact checkers and journalists, they've already done this work for you, so already they call it out once it has done it has been there. So but sometimes in some cases when there is no other coverage, you have to track it down for yourself, right? So this means you'll have to follow the trail. Okay. Yes, so this was about the SIFT methodology. So let's put this into practice. Let's put the SIFT methodology into practice. Okay. All right. So let's. I have showed you a picture on my screen right now, right? So I wanted to ask you, uh, is this photo of a giant stone that you see on your screen? Is it real? Is it real? Okay. You're saying it's real. All right. Um, I think we can take a pretty good guess at it that it is real, but still let's do our first step. That is, let us stop and let us verify if it is real or not. So let me do this for all of us. So here we go. So let me just type out uh, giant stones. Okay. Okay. So does the results that are the results that I'm receiving here, do they resemble the image that I showed you before? Does it look any? All right. No, it does not. It does not look like what I showed you before. Right. So let me add some better coverage to it. Let me add some more context to it. So giant stones in India, I'll write. Okay. And now, do you think uh, this image here, does this look like the image that I showed you before? It does. Okay, so it has been featured on the I used image search. Oh, great. Bindu ma'am, I wanted to hold on to it because that is what our next step is going to be. Yes. So it this image is being hosted by BBC. Do you think BBC is a good enough source for us to look for information? Teachers, can we rely on it? Yes. So what if it's some website, that is simply taking the name of BBC? It is not truly BBC that is hosting it. How do I cross check it? So do you see these three little dots here? I click on it, and here I can see a little snapshot which talks to me about the results. So here I can see that this website is indeed the BBC. In this BBC is indeed the BBC that we are aware of, right? So we have verified our source also, and we have cross checked the source also using this. So here I can click on this website, and I can read all about it, right? And when I read all about it, I understand that these are not giant stones, but these are in fact archaeological jars which have been discovered. Great, right? So something that was considering stones, these were archaeological jars, right? Okay, now better still, what if I simply took a screen grab of this particular stone that I showed you, and I just simply upload it for us to cross check and verify. So I just upload the image of the stone to trace back and find the image source, to trace back the image to its source. I could have done that also, right? And I've done it. I'll click on find image source, and I can see the exact matches of all the pages wherein this image was used, was featured on different websites. So I can see it was found on First Post, it was there on India Times, it was there on BBC, Smithsonian Magazine, and ScienceX and archaeology.org, physics.org, so many different websites, and I can trace it back and I can read more about it, right? Yes. So, all right. So
Hi,
now that we
Sneha. I'm
come back to,
so sorry for interrupting.
yes,
Just wanted to do a little time check. That's all. Thank you.
yes, we are
Yeah.
done. We are done.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Is I'll stop presenting. Yes, that's it. Teachers, you have used the SIFT method. First, you stopped. You tried to find better coverage, and then, as expected, when you typed giant stones, what you got was pictures of any giant stones. To find better coverage, you added, you wrote giant stones in India. Then you scanned the results page. You zeroed in on BBC. You investigated the source, and then you were satisfied with the source that you received, and then you were done. And then you traced back your source to its the image to its source. You searched by image, and then you were able to find that image back to where it came from. And congratulations, you have learned how to become a super searcher. So yes, I now pass on the baton to Himani, so that she can talk more about uh, AI in in all in this scenario in education. Yes, Himani.
Yeah. Over to you, Himani ma'am. Please join in. Are you able to unmute yourself, Himani ma'am?
Okay, is it better now?
Doing. There is
One
an
second.
echo.
Okay, should be better now.
Yeah, yeah. Good to go.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So hi, you'll be able to see me. I've joined from my laptop. I think there was some problem from the Zoom. Thank you, Sneha, for for the entire session. I will now quickly pivot towards AI. So a lot of these become even more relevant in the times of artificial intelligence and growing AI tools. I saw some of you also mentioned AI tools and chat GPT as preferred source of information for your students. So there's even more possibility of, engaging with new types of information. And that's why as Google, we have introduced some more help to enable us all users, teachers, students, everyone to gauge the trustworthiness of the information that we see online these days. So I'll quickly go through the content that I have, and feel free to raise your hands or please keep adding your questions in the chat group, and we'll make sure to follow up. So, as we grow in this more contextualized world of information with AI, Google's launched a few features called AI overviews. This was recently announced. This is a feature that uses AI within Google search to enable simple answers to complex and more descriptive queries that students have. It can give you a gist in one go. So I'm not sure if many people have used it or have seen this before, so I would love to do a quick demo. So I'll show this search. I recently did this search to understand the usage of inverted smiley. I was very curious to understand what it is for. So as you can see, in the top itself, I am getting search labs AI overviews answers. So even before I get the regular search results, which are right here, Emojipedia, Quora, etc., right on the top, Google has enabled something called Search Labs AI Overview, which gives me a summary of an answer, for example. Like it gives me a one-stop shop answer. And can I trust this or not is what Google also tries to give us by clicking on these three dots on the right. If you click here, it will give us more details.
Himani ma'am, are you sharing your screen?
I am.
It is visible. It is
Himani ma'am,
visible.
are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah, it is
Perfect.
very much visible. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So on the side, we'll see about the source. So Google will clearly tell you what is the source of this information even. Is it personalized for me or not? Has it used any generative AI to give this answer to me? Right? So I can always, is this sponsored or not? Is this organic result or is it an ad? So Google will give all of this to me to be sure if I can trust this answer or not. So this about the source is a Google feature to enable users to on their own evaluate trustworthiness of content, right? I'll stop here. I know some people are asking, if I'm not wrong, that they don't see the lab option. uh, it's available to everyone in India, so do not worry. These are it's available in English and Hindi in India. I think all you need to do is sign up on your app. We can, after the call, share with you the process to get to this labs feature. But on your Chrome app or or your Google app, you will see something like this on the right. It's like a search lab button inspired by a chemistry lab uh, uh, picture. So if you click here, it will give you the option to sign in for AI overviews. We can follow up with the steps later. Thank you. And now let me go back to the content. So I've quickly shared what AI overview does. I've shared that you can go on about the result, like the source of the AI overview, to gauge the trustworthiness of the content. This is the same feature, by the way, that was previously called SGE, Search Generative Experience. It's relatively new, so don't worry if you have not been exposed to the feature yet. It's I'm sure gradually you'll learn about it. And just like we show sources for any textual result, Google will also show you sources and details about images, right? So on the image also, it will show you information like, was this image generated by AI, and whatever relevant information Google has about the image, about its source, when it was updated, etc. It will show that to you. So that's the about the image feature. Then I'll go to a new tool also that was recently announced. It's called Synth ID. What this tool exactly does, it's a watermarking tool to identify AI generated content. For example, in today's times, a lot of us are exposed to content which is actually not human created, and it's worthwhile for us to, for people to know whether it's made with AI. So in cases where Google knows that an image is generated with AI. For example, in this example, we are seeing this butterfly moth picture is actually made with Google AI. So wherever Google knows this information, in interest of transparency, it will share it with all the users that it's made with AI. I will pause here. I know we are at the time. We are, we have an activity here, but we can keep this for later. We can follow through. The idea here is you can look at these images. If you use Google search to check these images, you will be able to see which one's actually a trustworthy image, which one is not. But because we are at time, I'll stop here and I'll hand it over to SIFT. We have already covered. I think what we can do is just towards the end go through this quick video of 5 must-knows for generative AI, and then conclude this session. AI, as you all know, is still evolving. So if you like this content, we are happy to come back and do a follow-up as well. But at this point, the most important features that we have is what we have summarized in the last few minutes of generative AI section. Hope you find it useful. If you want more of it, feel free to share it in your feedback forms as well. Vibha, do you think I can show the AI video? If it makes sense,
I think
maybe.
Vibha is not in the call. I think you can go about it. I think it will take
Yes.
not more than
Yeah.
3-4 minutes.
Or
Sure.
Himani, if you can just share the link with us, we can also play just in case there's a time issue at your end.
Okay, sure. Just give me 1 minute. I think how about I just start this for now and let me, it's only a 1 minute video.
Ready to get started with
So
generative AI? Here are 5 must-knows. AI is a machine learning model, not a human. AI might provide a response that seems so unique you may wonder if it's human. But AI can't think for itself or feel emotions. It's just great at picking up patterns, known as training. Use AI to empower, assist, and inspire you. AI can help you kickstart the creative process, but it's not there to do the work for you. That's your role as the creator. AI can and will make mistakes. Since generative AI is a work in progress, it may make things up, known as a hallucination. For example, it may predict who the top gymnast in 2035 will be, even though this information isn't available yet. Critically evaluate responses. Always check information that's presented as fact. When in doubt, double check it with Google search. Watch this space as generative AI evolves. Generative AI is a quickly evolving technology, which is why it's critical that it's developed and used responsibly. Learn more at ai.google.
thank you. So that was basically to just give you an overview of about AI and how to be mindful of its capabilities right now. It also does have limitations. AI is evolving. It can be prone to hallucination. So it's good to know that it is our responsibility also to evaluate the information we see and not believe everything as it is. Till the time we are getting, relevant tools and features to evaluate this information, let's use it. And I'll stop at that. Thank you so much for keeping this a very engaged session, and thank you, Sneha. Over to you to take it from here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Himani. That was lovely. Dear teachers, I am sharing the feedback form for the session in the chat box. I request you to fill in the feedback form. I'll pin it so that we all can access it easily. Yeah, here we go. I request you to fill in the feedback form to secure your attendance certificate. And I request you all to, talk about it, train your fellow educators and your students too, to receive the program completion certificate. Thank you so much for this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Himani. Thank you, everybody, for being here at this time.
Thank you very much. It was a wonderful session, and thank you, Himani. Thank you, Sneha. A lot of inputs are given by you, and Yes, a big thank to all the educators who have joined us today. Your passion for continuous learning and dedication to improving your teaching experience are truly inspiring. We look forward to seeing the positive impact of the knowledge you have gained in today's webinar in your classroom and beyond. Thank you once again joining in us. Great day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sneha ma'am. Thank you, Himani ma'am.